Hello and welcome to this week's angling blog, and I don't think there's too many that have ever started from inside a bivvy. We've got 48 hours on the secret lake. It's Friday evening, the vlog's about to go live. I've just flicked 2 rods out. I've got one down the margin here and I've got one up the reed line. It's blowing a hoolie, so it's not going to be great conditions for vlogging tonight, but it is blowing into this corner and hopefully it won't be too long before the rod fires up. So that didn't take too long. The wind's an absolute nightmare, so we'll have to see how we do. So 2 fish in the first couple of hours of the session is a nice start. I haven't gone too mad with the bait, just a couple of spoms to start off with, and then just a single white pop-up, as you can see on screen now, over the top. After each fish I've put 2 more spoms over the top, and I've put some bait over the margin rod as well after I've had that fish. Just going to sit back, relax, chill out this evening. If we get a run, put some more bait in. And when hopefully it's a bit calmer tomorrow, we can go into a few tactics and start looking at building a spot. The kettle's just boiled, so I'm just going to get a nice cup of coffee. So I'm just going to sit back, have my cup of coffee. I'm going to watch this part of the lake because this is where I'm fishing. And hopefully you guys are not too shocked by the sight of Danny's angling blog looking out of a bivvy. Let's get this cup of coffee, sit back and chill out. It is good just to be sat outside in the fresh air, chilling out. You're just seeing a carp just pop his head out then. And that is the area there that I'm actually thinking by the end of the session to start fishing. At the moment I'm concentrating more halfway up that reed bed. But if this wind continues, that spot down there, you know, when it just... that spot down there where it just goes into a little recess just looks perfect for the bait. But we'll see. 9:30 and things are just calming down a bit. You can just see the last rays just tinging the clouds. We are getting the odd gust of wind still coming in. Both rods have been recast. Just gonna fish the evening into the night with that white pop-up and see how we do. And no sooner had I done that piece to the camera saying I'd baited up the spots than the right hand rod on the margin beeped a couple of times and the bobbin pulled to the top, and this, the reward. £15 or just over I think it was, but lovely colours, as dark as they come in them orange fins. So we'll get the rod back out on the spot and we'll put another spom over the top, just the one. As I say, it's about enjoying it tonight and working our way into the session. The moon up and the very last with the light in the sky. 2 beeps on the right hand rod, and yeah, let's get this carp straight back. Some nice fish to end the evening. 11:15. I've put the rod back out, but I haven't put any bait on the top of it. I'm just gonna try and get a decent night's kip tonight, but as you can probably hear, the wind is still howling, and then we can have a proper go at it tomorrow. So if we get any in the night, I'll put them up. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Morning, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and as a quick recap of the night, after that fish at 11:15, we had a lost run at 12 o'clock, and then we managed to get this carp on the bank at 1:15 in the morning. Quite happy with how the lighting's come out and how well the fish has shown up in the dark. It bodes well for the barbel sessions to come. And about 2 o'clock, that wind did drop a little bit, but then the rain come in and it has absolutely bastard down all night. Easily the wildest night on the bank that I've had in my short time carp fishing. The bivvy was moving and the rain was battering down. Managed to get a couple of hours kip, and I've just been woken up by a screamer of a run at 5 o'clock. So that carp is sitting in the waist sling at the moment. So as you can see on screen now, the rain is really coming down. Grey skies, overcast and windy. The carp is in the retaining sling. We'll give him a couple of moments in there, hope for a break in the weather, and we'll take a look at him. One hell of a battle, screamed off, and who needs alarm clocks when you've got carp, eh? Say just over 15 pound, and we'll get it straight back, because while he was resting, the rod has screamed off again, and we'll take a look at that carp. Second fish of a morning brace, and if it wasn't for the weather, I'd be looking forward to a busy day. So the third fish of the morning, and them fish are well on that particle. Just putting a spom out between every fish and a couple of boilies, and unhooked him in the margin, and we'll just let him go on his merry way. So unlike me, this one certainly has had its Weetabix, fought like a demon, and great fun. If a little overcast and damp, but still fun. What we'll do is, we'll get this one straight back, we'll get the rod back on the spot, and I think it's time to cook up a bit of brekkie. 4 fish in the morning, and I think it's the 9th one of the session. Let's get it straight back. The stove that I'm using, I actually did a review on the channel, and I'll put a link at the top of the screen now. But one of the things that I do like about it is it boils the water really fast, but you can put these pins on the top and it turns it into a stove that you can cook your food on. I brought the rod in, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook myself some breakfast, and then we'll decide whether we put the rod back out or I might catch up on a couple of hours kip, because it was a wild night on the bank last night. So with that brekkie down the hatch, the tiredness really has hit. So what I've done is I've put 9 spods on the spot. This afternoon we'll go into the baits and the rigs that I've been using. It was wild last night, and I mean proper wild. Very hard to get sleep. I think I got about 2 o'clock, and then that carp woke me up at 5. So the rods are in. I'm going to get a bit of kip, and I'll see you all in about an hour or 2. So waking up, it's like a different day. The sun's out, it's warm, and yeah, went to sleep in a rainstorm, woke up, The wind's still about a bit. So like I said, woke up and it was a different day and decided to chuck a couple of floaters to me right, and almost instantly started hearing that telltale slurping. Grabbed that little Carp opportunist rod, and what a battle on a piece floating crust right under my feet. Great stuff. Let's get it straight back. And while the other rods are slow, why not make the most of it, eh? A second one on the bread. Just chucked in a couple more dog biscuits and waited for that telltale slurp and a big piece of bread, like I've done on so many of the vlogs recently. Great fun. Let's not keep it out too long because the sun is out now, and get it straight back. And how conditions can change, eh? 1 minute you stood there catching carp off the surface on bread, and then the next minute you're back in the bivvy taking shelter because it's raining. It really is a day that just can't make up what it wants to do. There's blue skies that way, and I imagine, yeah, black skies that way. So let's talk a bit about the bait that I'm using on the session. The base mix that I've gone with is the SS3 from Cheshire Particle. In there you've got maples, hemp and tares. A great little grubbing mix and a base mix for other mixes if you want to put them together. Myself personally, I've got that there as a mix to keep the fish grubbing in the swim. So to them hemp, tares and maples, also some popcorn maize has been added as well, and I've added some sweet corn and some tiger nuts. So I picked up these boilies before lockdown and they've been sat in my bait cupboard all the way through. I've been dying to get out on the bank with them and see how they do, and I think they'll be a great addition to the mix. So the two rigs that I've been using, a bottom rig and a pop-up rig. The pop-ups that I've been using have been the Blackjack White from Hinders, and the bottom bait I've been going with a beaten iron, a boilie on its own or with a bit of corn. The rig's simple as they come, knotless knots with a Dinsmore, a AAA shot to pin either the pop-up down or the hook link to the bottom. So looking closer at the pictures, that common is actually the same common carp that we caught at 11 o'clock last night. I don't think I've ever caught the same fish twice on the same session. Pop a comment below if you have and how close apart they were. It'd be great to hear your stories on your sessions where you've caught carp. The rod's just pulled off and this scrappy little common, and it's beautiful watching them fight in the clear water.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
Carp number 15 of the session, and it has been an enjoyable session so far. So the rods are out for the evening. I've got the right hand rod up the right hand margin, and I've got, there's a take. What I'll do tonight is, if it gets manic, I'm going to reel the rods in and get a decent sleep, because I've got to drive home tomorrow, and we have got a few hours tomorrow fishing as well. So we'll see how we do, but a nice start to the evening. Let's get this one straight back and get the rod back out. We had that one fish in the night, as you can see on screen now, that we just let go. That was until 6:30, when absolute mayhem happened. Both rods went off, one while I was playing the other fish. Luckily we managed to get both of them in. 2 mirrors and a lovely way to start the morning. Let's get the rods back out on the spot. And a lovely fine English morning on the bank, absolutely piddling down again. And there we go, a nice wake up call this morning with that double take. And then this one has just come now, just over 13.5 pound, and like all fish, coming on that beast now on a boilie over a bed of Cheshire particle with that SS3. And this is the only time when you don't want to bite, when the bacon butties are on and it's brekkie time. Sooner the better, absolutely starving. As I said at the start, this session is a bit of prep for when we go France in September, if we go. And I have learnt loads on this session, like for example, making sure to get some sleep. There's been times during this 48 hours when not fishing as well as I should be, so that is something that I've learned hugely from it. Maybe bringing the rods in and making sure to get some sleep is one of them things, but I have enjoyed it. So as you've just seen there, the last day has been fun. The sun's come out a bit, not as much rain, been able to bait the spots up and had a few fish. At the moment, I've got about an hour of the session left and we're on 27 carp. So yeah, it's been a great 48-hour session, and we'll end it with this beautiful fish. What a lovely dark mirror to end the session. Let's get this one straight back